Hey everyone, I want to do a quick live. Here we are, a few days from 2026. 2025 flew by so fast, it's insane. And yet, when we look, we're seeing the same old, same old. Veronica Escobar out there trying to get the bleeding hearts to have sympathy for the detention centers while her jail deaths go unnoticed. And people are still struggling in El Paso, and we have missing people right here in El Paso over the last few days, but no word on that. Yet we have mass candidates vying to unseat Veronica Escobar. Now, not all these candidates are the same. Delirious Montrose Barris, she's a Democrat. You can go to her page, you can look at everything she says, and it is all about hating Trump, hating Hegseth, hating Kristi Noem, hating home. She has made it very clear where she stands, and she has been a Democrat voting person for years. Yet now she's jumped on the GOP bandwagon, hoping nobody will notice, and just to get elected. And that's just not going to happen. But we also look at the candidates running against Coronado, Dave Stout, and also against Judge Samaniego. Now, Dave Stout, we already know his history. He is for illegal immigrants, for higher taxes. Coronado won't pay his taxes, but he wants you to pay higher taxes. Then you look at Judge Samaniego. History clear. Illegal immigrants went to D.C. and lied about crime, lied about the cost that is costing the people here. And he is all about lining his pockets, giving corporate companies breaks, and ensuring that it's on the backs of us taxpayers because we're the ones who foot the bill when things go wrong. Let's talk about the candidates. We have two candidates running against him. And you've seen my post on Minerva Torres Shelton. And let's just be clear on that. Minerva, when she first ran for sheriff, she was, I'm going to be law abiding, community action, da 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 da. The closer she got to election, she shifted gears because she wanted to get elected. So she took a stance on SB4, which was looking at being passed and put into place if she would have been elected. So she was asked about it. Her stance changed. She said she would leave it to the discretion of the officers. When you take an oath as a police officer, your oath is to uphold the law, the Constitution, right? So this is the problem that communities are having with officers. If they are willing to just turn a blind eye to a law, then how are we supposed to trust you? Because it's what, at a discretion? And that's what she said. So why need a sheriff, right? Why would we need a sheriff if the sheriffs can make their own decision? Then, after she runs for that, you see her currently as county judge, posting herself in her academy uniform, posting herself on her bunk in the Army, talking about accountability, transparency, service, justice, all of that. Yet in both campaigns, she never once admits she was part of a civil rights lawsuit that is part of a wrongful prosecution. Now, it was dismissed, but a judge in appeals court overturned that and brought it back. And even though some of the defendants were removed from the lawsuit, Minerva Torres Shelton's name remained, and that was as of December 2024. Yet, currently, her campaign volunteers are everywhere. So if I post something about Guadalupe, they jump on my page and say, vote for Minerva. If I post something, or Guadalupe, the other candidate, posts something, then they jump on her comments. That's desperation. But they never, ever want to know facts. And in fact, they will ask questions. The questions just aren't relevant. They want to know, when was the last time she worked? They don't want to know about what her plans are, what her solutions are for fixing the debt. No, They want to get personal. They want to know when the last time she's worked, because like that is what makes people vote for you. The last time you held a job. Are they willing, these volunteers, willing to call out their own candidate on the fact that she's part of a civil rights violation that she omitted from both campaigns? She willing to call out the fact that she's not willing to uphold a law, even if it's put in place? I guarantee they're not. And while these questions that they continually ask and demanding, to know, let's be clear. Guadalupe Jenner was like most of us Gen Xers. When I was in my early 20s, I was career driven. Let's get jobs and be like working girls on the 1980 movies or whatever. We wanted to rule the world. Then you get married, have children, and then you decide to stay home because unlike most of the millennials, we didn't have daycare and our parents weren't going to watch them. So we stayed home and we raised our kids. But Guadalupe Jenner, she went out and still continued volunteering in her community with Neighborhood Association, GECU, and the list goes on. And that's what drove her to run for county judge, because she desperately wanted to do more, to be more involved, to make change, because the very things that we're mad about were affecting her as well. And so she ran in 2022. Unfortunately, Judge Samaniego got the spot, but that didn't stop her because she's running again. Yet, what the other campaign, Minerva Torres Shelton's volunteers are focused on is when was the last time she worked. So while Minerva Torres Shelton backslid on the SB4 and holding it up, Guadalupe, even though at the height of the rage and the firestorm that was happening with the border surge and the pro-border, open borders and the not, Guadalupe went out and met that fear head on by going to Fox, by going on different networks and talking about the effects that it was having on our community, how community members didn't feel safe, how it was a strain on our economy, how our leaders were focused on shuffling our funds to illegal immigrants when we were struggling. She wasn't scared, even though she knew the backlash was going to be horrific. She still stood against it. And that is a clear difference between these two candidates. But don't take my word for it. January 6th, Anthony Aguirre will be at the GOP office to bring that movie Line in the Sand that we've been talking about, that we promoted, that we put on here, that talks about the border and what they saw with James O'Keefe. It was featured on Tucker Carlson, but it's a very eye-opening. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, I don't know, independent. Go and watch it. Not only watch it, ask Anthony the questions. He's been all over DC, New York, Arizona, California. He's seen all of it. And he's born and raised right here. And he's a great time to ask questions. It's also a great time to meet your candidates because they will be there. The Democrats, as Pelosi said today, is banking on us not showing up. In fact, Pelosi said they're taking back the House. I think she needs to go fall in another bottle of vodka because we're not going to let that happen. We need to stand up. We need to rise up. We need to have lines at this voting. We need to show we're done. The future is on us. And we can't depend on somebody else to make that move for us. We're going to have to get out and vote. We're going to have to do it. So I hope that you will go to the GOP. I hope you will meet the candidates that are running against, make an informed decision. And we're going to keep exposing these candidates because if they're doing bad things, shady things, or just not good candidates, we're going to call them out because we want the best for El Paso for a better future. We want people that actually want to accomplish something. So get out there, vote. Also, share the missing people. We need to find them and pray for their families. Also, have a safe and happy 2026. And we'll keep you posted on what's going on. Look forward to seeing you January 6th at the GOP. God bless.